All right, everybody, welcome back to the RawGrasp Podcast. Today I have Carlos here, and he's awesome. I've known him for a bit. He's a smasher. If you don't already know who he is, awesome. You know, he's just super awesome. So yeah, if you can just kind of tell everybody
how we met.
Yeah, I was getting. Go ahead.
So I met Jay probably in 2014 when I first joined Carlson Gracie Temecula, and we were both white belts together. We came up through the ranks, and had some awesome battles.
Yeah, he's a beast. Awesome battles. He just smashed me all the time.
Definitely not.
I don't believe it. He's big. Look at him. Sheesh.
No.
You are in. Yeah, the Army and the Marines.
So I served both I served in the military. I served in the Marine Corps for 15 years.
Nice.
15 years.
That's awesome.
I made it to the rank of Staff Sergeant, and then I needed to do something else. I wanted to obtain a commission. So a commission is pretty much going from enlisted to officer. So I wanted to do that. Unfortunately for the Marine Corps, I was way too old.
Oh, yeah, you have to be a certain
Correct.
age.
I was over the age limit by 2 years, I believe.
Okay.
So, and then I spoke to other recruiters, to officer recruiters, and the Army gave me a deal that no one could beat.
Yeah.
So
you're saying you should hop in the Army, right?
No. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is you should definitely talk to all the recruiters, sit down with them, and basically go over a plan with each one of them. Basically, what you want to do in life, and see what branch helps you get there.
That is smart, because you have you got certain people who are like, oh, I want to be in this branch, which is fine.
Correct.
But you kind of have to know where it leads.
Exactly. So like I tell my kids, I have 3 boys, and they all say they want to join the military now, but obviously things change. Their mom served in the Navy.
Nice.
I served in the Marine Corps, now in the Army, so we have a plethora of experience.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to push them to do whatever they want. Like, it's up to them. However, the only recommendation I'm going to give them is talk to all of them.
Okay.
Like, speak to every single branch and see what your goals and their goals align, what your culture, what you've been brought up with, and what their culture is, to see what aligns.
Oh, that's smart too. Yeah, because you just have people who are just going, I don't know what to do, and then they're just like, poof, I'm gonna do that, and they're like, I didn't want to do that.
So a lot of people have that thought. So a lot of people, I want to be a Call of Duty expert and so on. So they're like, oh, I'm going to go do infantry, or, oh, I'm going to go do X, Y, and Z. But then when they get to it and they experience hands-on, they're like, oh, man, I chose the wrong branch. Or, oh, man, I chose the wrong MOS, which is a job in the military.
Okay. So, of course, me, that I'm not, like the Army or, all that kind of stuff. Like, for me, that I was like, I'm not trying to be in there, because I've seen it online. Hurry up and get down. I'm like, bro, stop. I'll do it. It's just, stop. I'll just do it for you, Get down and give me 24. I'll give you 50 right now. But, at the same time, I'm like, I don't like being, just hammered.
Well, the Marine Corps is a different beast at its own. They have to mold you. They have to pretty much reteach you everything from when you were born. So that is a whole different culture. It's a whole different game compared to other branches. I'm not trying to disrespect or say anything compared to all the other branches, but the Marine Corps is just a different experience. Going to the officer world now, I had to go through their pipeline of training and from start to zero, and it was just different.
Oh, so I would say, was it like a bit easier, or
no? Officer candidate school was a beast on its own. Like, we had to wake up every day at 04.
Whoa.
Sure. 04,
I'm KO'd at 04.
04, 04:30. we would do the PT for the day. Every day was some kind of knowledge-based exam that you were cramming in the day before. Every other day was either like some kind of physical fitness exam, like a ruck, which is a march that you do for 6 miles, 8 miles, 10 miles, 12 miles.
Yeah.
Or some kind of obstacle course, something along those lines. It was every other day. So every other day was nonstop.
So you were in that at the same time you were doing the jiu-jitsu too, and kids?
No. So for that, when I went through OCS, I had to go through Alabama, and I was gone. Yep,
Oh,
I was
okay.
gone. I was gone.
So yeah, you were okay. So you were just there. Mm-hmm. Wow, that's no joke. So yeah, I've heard, there's a lot of people like, oh, we're in America, you hate America, but yet you live in America, but you have a lot of people out there doing what a lot of people not can't do, but won't do, because it's hard and all this kind of stuff. I'm like, isn't it supposed to be, right? Because, yeah, I've heard it, if you are out in, wherever with whoever, it's like, I will want to make sure, we are good if something goes down.
Yeah, of course.
Not like, oh, I can, like, if something.
We're like, oh, I can't do it.
Yeah, I can't do it. It's like, oh, so you're dead. Like, is it that kind of how it is?
It just depends, especially if you're deployed overseas.
Yeah.
It could be, a life or death situation, or if you're somewhere around the world where you're more doing humanitarian stuff. It just depends what it is.
How has being around certain people who train, how did that help you out?
Who train
in that?
Who train jiu-jitsu?
Yeah.
To practice jiu-jitsu, it's like you have to be ready to eat humble pie every single day. Like, that's what, like, jiu-jitsu keeps most individuals, and I'm going to say most because there's a few that don't, most individuals humble.
Okay.
Because there's someone out there that's always going to be bigger than you. There's someone out there that's always going to be stronger than you. There's someone out there that's going to be faster than you. So, and you want that. Because you want your partners to be better than you. You want your partners to bring out the best in you. You want your partners to challenge you. So that's why jiu-jitsu is going to bring you to your lowest, but it also, because you're going to get smashed. When you start, you're going to get smashed. Every day, you're going to get smashed. But every day, you're going to learn something.
Yeah.
If not about the game, something about yourself.
Like, stop crying, you're on bottom. But in some cases, I would say you got a lot of people who like to be like not really on top, but really on bottom.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
certain games, like each individual. I've been to 2 schools, Carlson Gracie Temecula and Carlson Gracie Riverside. So I can see the different styles, but it still comes from the Carlson Gracie family.
Okay.
I can see the similarities, but I can also see how each instructor, each professor can put its own little secret sauce to their game.
How would you kind of be like, I like this, I don't want to try that, or you'd be like, hey, like certain, like that doesn't work ish for me. It's not something, so. How would you kind of be like, oh, I want that?
So what I recommend is like learning the basics, because you can always add, but you can't take away.
Yeah.
So if you learn the basics and you can choose what tools you want to bring to your toolbox. But as long as you know the basics, you should be able to defend from every position, go to another position that is more advantageous to you, and things like that. So you can add to your toolbox, you can remove things to your toolbox, but as long as you understand the fundamentals and the basics of jiu-jitsu or grappling or judo, any discipline, like you understand the basics, then you can add. your professor's little spice. You can add your little spice. You can,
Yeah.
you know, modify it. But as long as the basics are there, you'll be good.
Wow.
But as a white belt, you know, it's gonna be like drinking water from a fire hydrant. Like you're gonna get blown with all the information and all the knowledge and stuff like that. But the only thing that my best advice that I can give anyone about starting jiu-jitsu or in jiu-jitsu and you're at the entry level is don't stop. Don't stop. Just keep showing up. If you're getting smashed, continue to get smashed because you're still gonna get taught something. You're still learning something.
Yeah.
And that's what I taught my son because my son also trains.
Yeah, I'm sure he's probably a beast now too, like you. So with that, you know, yeah, you know, you like I would say either out of sport or anything, you just gotta keep showing up.
Yeah, yeah. So my other two boys, they do football. They've been doing football. My younger two do football, and the previous years they've done basketball.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So
all around. Nice.
all around. So my oldest one, I got him into jiu-jitsu just because we like to mess around. He got a little bit bullied in school, and I was like, you need to learn how to defend yourself.
So hold on, I just went way back. So is it the same child where, you know, I seen you where I work, and you know, I guess
Yeah, the tall, lanky one.
Yes. Like at school, he got in a fight or something like that.
He didn't get into a fight, but he got into like a scuffle or something like that. And pretty much the moral of the story is, the point is that he was getting picked on, bullied, and yeah. So I told him, I was like, you just gotta defend yourself. You gotta learn how to defend yourself.
Okay. So how has that helped him to kind of see, hey, he's here, he knows how to actually fight stuff now.
For him, it was rough in the beginning. And his mentality wasn't there. Okay. Like obviously the immaturity side took a major part, but I just kept telling him, I was like, show up. I don't care if you're getting smashed. I don't care if you're losing every single battle. Just show up. I'm telling you, you're gonna get better. And he would get frustrated with himself. He would get down on himself. He would pretty much shut down.
Okay.
But as soon as he would train with us, he would train with me, he would go to both schools, go to both programs, and he started learning more his game, and he started developing a little toolbox that he was growing. Like his whole personality started to change. He started having more confidence.
That's big.
His mentality used to be like, all right, you may tap me, but at least I learned something. And that's what I was trying to get at with him, because I didn't want, because jiu-jitsu is just like life.
Yeah.
It's just like life. Like life is not always gonna be, you're not always gonna be on top. You're not always gonna have everything that you want. You know, you're gonna get put into hard positions. You're gonna want to tap out, and you know, you just can't.
Yeah.
You really can't.
Yeah, that's huge.
So that's why he started going to jiu-jitsu. That's why he stayed in jiu-jitsu. And recently he got promoted to gray belt. So
nice.
Under Professor Tom.
What's up, Tom? What's happening? Yeah, he's a G. He's like, Jay, you need to come back. I'm like, I'm hurt. I know. I'm coming. Easy, chill.
You should come back. Injuries healed, man. Like
that's my knee.
Meniscus torn. Yeah, I had the surgery.
Yeah, out for what? How long though?
My first time. This was in 2014. I was out for like 9 months to a year.
I'm only on 1 month.
Oh,
bro.
Well, you know what I mean.
Okay, so
and then I tore this one, meniscus number 2, in 2019, 2020. Yep. And then I got stem cells on this one.
Okay.
I got stem cells. It was extremely pricey.
I've heard, yeah.
It was way worth it.
Yeah, I don't have to wait so long, and you know.
No, actually, I tore it, I think maybe on a Tuesday.
Oh, he's saying days now.
Yeah, I tore it like on a Tuesday. And then by the Thursday or something, I went to Orange County to meet the doctors, and they did the procedure the same day. They removed like that much of yellow fluid from my knee because it was so swollen and whatnot. They injected me with the stem cells. I got casted up like a brace.
That's right, I remember that.
One of my friends, his name is Marco Ramos. He drove me. He carried me pretty much.
You're awesome, Mark.
You're awesome, brother.
Ole. Okay.
And,
he's like, bro, you're not Mexican.
And then I stayed off that knee pretty much that Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Okay. Just to be safe.
Yeah.
And then by Tuesday, I was
You're rolling?
walking normal.
Oh, my God.
No, I wasn't starting rolling. I think I started rolling, a week after the following Tuesday. But I started rolling extremely light because I was going through the 0430 zombie class with all those crazies over
early
there.
AM, but I'm getting my Z's at that time.
Yeah, so I was going to that class, and then I returned eventually for a little bit to continue my jiu-jitsu because jiu-jitsu for me is therapeutic.
Like, how so? I hear it all the time, like, oh, like, is it just like, oh, and you're just in there?
So once you're in the military forever and you get to experience, combat and whatnot, you develop fight or flight. Okay. So it gives you that rush. It gives you that adrenaline rush. I got you. Jiu-jitsu, to me, is that. It gives me that rush. It gives me the mentality to work well under pressure, to do certain things. And in reality, it gives me the ability to sleep most of the times because my body is so tired from rolling with 10 dudes, rolling with 10 people, that you're just exhausted by the end of the day.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, I'll stay up all night.
Oh, like that. Okay. And with that, yes, you have to, step and smash and stuff. Yeah, but like you have to think as well.
Yeah.
It's like, he's going for this. Oh, his hip. Oh, he's got weight over. Oh, yeah, I know where he's going, so.
It's a chess game.
Yeah.
It's definitely a chess game.
But I've also heard, you're up there, you don't think, you just go. So I'm thinking what?
So I'm a decent jiu-jitsu practitioner.
He's being modest. He's being so humble.
No, I'm very basic. I'm very, very, very basic. When I roll with my professor, Sean Rees. Hey, Professor.
What's up, Sean? Hi. No, I'm kidding. He's like.
So, obviously, you remember how Sean is. So, when I roll with Professor Sean, it's like I'm a white belt again.
Well, you have to kind of tell them, how is he?
How's Professor Sean?
Sean.
So he's the nicest way to say to describe him, pretend he's like a gentle giant.
Yeah, ox, like an ox, like a huge just shred. Yeah, he's pretty big. Yeah?
He's pretty big. So he's like a gentle giant. Like you'll smile.
Oh, yeah,
like
it's crazy.
Exactly. And then, but if you roll with him and you're competing against him, it's like the beast comes out. And then if you're one of his students, he turns you from whatever color belt you are back to white belt. And you're like, oh, you're doing this wrong, you're doing this wrong, you're doing this wrong. I was like, oh, might as well put a white belt on again. It's like, damn, I suck at life. Thank you for telling me I suck at life, Professor. I appreciate you.
But with that, I'm sure it's helped you out. Just be. I'd say a lot more than you were. You, in each spot, you get humbled. You're like, oh, hey, look.
Oh, man.
He's right here. Oh, and here's the heel hook. It's like,
let me tell you, the first.
Where did that come from?
The first time I showed up to Professor Sean's gym. So, I was a purple belt already. The first time I'm rolling, so I don't know the culture over there, so I'm learning the culture of because each house has its own culture.
Okay,
has its own set of rules. You know, get blessed by the professor. You can do X, Y, and Z. You cannot do X, Y, and Z. You know,
that is true.
Household rules.
Yeah.
And etiquettes. So I'm rolling, getting to know everybody, and I'm rolling with one of my good friends. Her name is Julie. Hey, Julie. So she's a white belt at the time. So I'm rolling, you know, I'm playing defense. I'm not trying to attack. And this lady heel hooks the crap out of me.
At a white belt? I thought that's illegal. No, I'm kidding. Go ahead. Look at that, bro. It's not illegal. Look at
so I was like, she heel hooked me.
Come
and
on,
I was
Sean.
like, and I was like, she's not going to do it. She's not going to do it.
No,
she's not going to do it.
She popped it?
She didn't pop it.
Oh, okay.
And then she goes for it. And I was like, she's going for it. I was like, I freaked the F out. I was like, tap, because I'm not playing with that.
No.
And then I looked over at Professor Sean immediately. I was like, what the f*** are you teaching? Excuse my French. Like, what the f*** are you teaching these people?
The dark arts. Okay.
Exactly. And then he laughed, smiled, like gave one of his craziest smirks. He was like, welcome to Riverside. It's like, say less.
So you just got heel hooked by a white
belt.
Which is awesome because,
that's what I'm telling you, man. Humble pie. She served it. She gave me the whole pie.
And what, she's probably like, what, like, I don't actually know her, but I'm pretty sure she's not too big or what.
She's decent. She's decent.
Oh,
she's decent. But that's what I love about the sport, that she took me out.
Yeah.
With one technique.
A girl too, right? No, there are some beasts out there.
Yeah, there's some ladies that I wouldn't mess with.
They're like, oh no, she can't have me, and your knee's gone.
And my knee's blown. Yeah. Or my ankle's gone. Yeah. Or my joints are no longer touching, and they're dangling.
Ooh, wow. And, you know, of course you have, like, I would say a lot of men out there who are like, that can't happen. It's okay. But after you hop on the mat.
Funny story. So I brought one of my friends. His name is Jose Roa. He's another Marine. He's a Marine warrant officer. And this dude is another foot taller than me. It's just straight up yoked.
I might know. Go ahead. I think I know what you're talking about. Go ahead.
So he came. I was like, he moved over here from the East Coast. So during his month or 2 months of vacation time, so he can look for a place, we would go work out. And I told him, I was like, hey, come through Jiu Jitsu with me. And he was like,
come through.
And he was like, okay. He was like, okay, fool, let's go. So I bring him to Professor Sean's gym up there, because we had to go do an errand up there. So I took him, and he puts on the white belt. He puts on a pink gi, because the loners up there are pink, just so we can know. So just so we know. Yeah. And he gets crushed. Like, I didn't crush him because my boy.
Yeah.
But the other dudes, and both male and female, straight up just crushed him.
So he's
yoked.
He's big too. Okay. That's just kind of it's there. It's like they're like in some, I would say in life, you know, it don't matter how if you're big or small. It's just certain things you have to do to make the other person not move. You know, because in some cases, if they're just on the cross face, hips checked, and you. They have their hand going like this. You're like, Sean, thanks for, you know,
teaching them.
Yeah, and you're like, I can't move. So it's a whole kind of thing. I know there's a lot of people out there like, yep, I felt it, or they're like, nah, I could always move. Oh, okay. So anyways, you know, I'm sure you've.
That's what I'm telling you. You have to go with the mentality of staying humble. Because your ego will catch up real quick.
Like,
your ego is your main enemy on the mats.
Yeah. and then you're like, oh, I'm gonna do this, and then you don't have a knee because you get heel hooked.
Yep.
Cool, awesome. Just early tap.
That's it. Just tap. That's the best way. That's the best way you're gonna learn. Just tap.
So it's a I'm gonna tap you, or you can say it out loud, or that tap.
Tap yourself, tap the buddy, verbally say tap, or a combination of all four. Like, that's the easiest way to put it.
Loud too. You know, because you got people like, oh, I didn't hear you. Oh, sure, cool, thanks. Anyways, so how you were saying earlier, you had that knee hurt. So how did you hop over that and say, hey, I still have to train, because you have some people, sorry guys, I was out for a bit because I had other stuff going on. Sorry, excuses, I know. To be like, oh, I'm hurt. I don't know if this is for me, all that kind of stuff. So how would you say
So
that?
I even broke my finger, and I needed surgery on my finger.
It went deep.
So this finger ended up touching back here. And they created some kind of calcium buildup that they needed to remove. So I have a nice little scar. It's a mind game, because when you're used to going to jiu-jitsu every day, you're used to training, and then you go from that to being a couch potato, or you literally can't move because of your injury. Like, it's a mind game. Yeah, you just have to, it's crazy how our mind works. Even by just showing up and watching the sport that you love, it'll help you heal faster. It'll help you stay in that, family, stay in that connected group of individuals that you've seen every day, that you rolled with every day. And it'll help you, believe it or not, it'll help you heal faster.
Wow. It's all a mind game then.
It is.
That's weird. I don't know. Just kidding. All right. So also, you do that. You're in the Army now, and you sell
real estate.
Yeah.
So I'm in real estate. Yeah. So I belong to Remax Liberty. Been with them since I pretty much obtained my license. My good friend Marco, he's the one that got me into real estate.
How did you? Yeah, I would say kind of be like, okay, it makes sense to invest.
I was
in
against
equity.
it. I was against it. I was against real estate. I was against